Today on Colorado Martini's Hidden Worlds Adventure, we are taking you to Silver Plume, Colorado for a chilling true story you won't hear anywhere else. High above this historic mining town, accessible only by a treacherous hike up winding switchbacks, lies the solitary, hidden grave of Clifford Griffin. Who was he? And why does his lonely resting place sit so far removed, shrouded in mystery? Join us as we brave the climb and unravel the secrets of this remarkable man and the eerie tale behind his secluded tomb. So we're in Silver Plume right now, which is just up the street from Georgetown, and it's what they call a living ghost town, where it's had its boom days, and which were a long time ago, and the whole mountain is just full of, you can just see the mines all over the place, but there's very little businesses here left, and there's very few people that live here. The 2010 census, there was like 170 people living here at that time, but there's like maybe one or two businesses, if that. So there's a lot of abandoned buildings, and they call it a living ghost town because people still live here, but there's not much commerce and a lot is abandoned. Right now I am at the Silver Plume station of the Georgetown Loop Railroad, which is going to be a whole different video. Because it's closed down for the season and we weren't able to get here in time to actually take the train. But you can pick it up here in Silver Plume, or you can pick it up in Georgetown, or you can make a loop with it. And it's a pretty cool round trip loop. You can come up here and take it and take a gold mining or silver, or it's a silver mine, I believe, tour. And get off the train and do that, and then get back on the train and go back to Georgetown. So it's a pretty neat deal. But we'll be doing that when it warms up in the spring, and we've got some wildflowers and everything. Right here off the parking lot of the train station, if you go up this road where it says no through traffic, there's actually a graveyard up there, and there's a pretty neat memorial to the 10 Italians. So it's definitely worth going up there and paying them a visit. Silver Plume. So the story goes is that Clifford was getting married in New York, and they found his bride, but they hadn't gotten married yet. The day before their wedding, they found her in the hotel room dead. But I guess they didn't, go after him, that there was something else. I don't know the story behind it. I haven't been able to find what really happened to her, but that he was very distraught. And so he moved out here with his brother. And they started the 7:30 mine, and they called it the 7:30 mine, as in the time 7:30, because all the other mines started at 6:30, and they were such great bosses that they waited an hour. And so they were supposedly very loved by the miners, which was a big deal back then because a lot of the miners got used and abused. But he was very distraught. So he lived up on the hill in a cabin up at the mine because he just was so distraught. He just wanted to be away from people, but that he was a very kind, hard-hearted person. And then he was supposed to have been an accomplished violinist, and he would stand at the edge of the rocks up there and play his violin. And the acoustics are so good down this narrow valley that you could hear him all the way down in Silver Plume. And he would basically, play every evening.
So instead of like Fiddler on the Roof, he was Fiddler on the Rock.
Yeah, he was Fiddler on the Rock instead of Fiddler on the Roof. So, so you could hear him every night play his violin. Well, one day they heard a gunshot because, again, the acoustics are so good down this narrow valley that Silver Plume knew something was wrong. So the townspeople ran up to the mine and found a hand-dug grave, and he shot himself and fell right in the grave. So he dug his own grave. And
that's pretty considerate of him.
Yeah, again, he was this really nice, considerate man. Yeah. But it was so sad, and the townspeople loved him so much, and the miners, so they buried him right where he laid, because that was obviously his wishes. He left a note in his cabin why he did it, that he just couldn't take it anymore. He was so distraught over losing his fiance. And so his brother and the miners built this wonderful memorial up there to him, right where he's buried. And you can see it, you know, from the side of the road. And we'll show you how to get there. Or you can hike up on the 730 hiking trail, which is this absolutely beautiful trail, and the views are spectacular. But it's a strenuous hike. I've read where people are like, oh, it's an easy hike. Well, that's great if you're 25 years old. But for us old folk, it's strenuous. And not to mention, we are on very high altitude. And so, you know, you get winded very easily just at the base of the trailhead. So anyways, that's the story of Clifford. So it took us a little while to find his memorial, and it's right on the top there. I'm going to drop coordinates where you can actually see it with a telephoto lens. You can see it with the naked eye, but you can get good pictures of it up there with a really good telephoto. We are on the south side of I-70. The whole mountain is riddled with the 730 mine material. But it's really neat that he's up there. You can hike the 730 mine trail and go up there. And the views are supposed to be spectacular. So it's just up on the top there. You see it up there? It's right there. See if we can get this to focus again. It's right there. Right in the middle of my picture. I'm sorry it's so noisy. As you can see, I'm right at I-70. But this whole thing was the 730 mine. And so he's buried just right up on top there. Thank you for watching today. We invite you to watch all our Hidden World videos on Colorado Martini.